Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I am a 40-year-old South African woman. I used to work with this other Nigerian man who used to claim that he was a spiritual lawyer. He would say that a fool will go to court without a spiritual backup. The Nigerian drug dealers and other criminals, including other fellow South Africans, they used to call him the Juju man. If you have done something and you end up in court, then you will need his services. So I was working for him. I don't feel so proud when I think about the things that I have done. And coming here, I'm not looking for sympathy either. I just want to offload because I have a lot of things that do happen to me. I have a lot of nightmares, and sometimes I struggled to sleep. I can wake up throughout the night thinking about some of the things that we had to do, using juju charms on other people that were innocent, breaking up their marriages so that they can stop focusing on the cases that they were handling. I'm 40 years old and I do stay here in Johannesburg. I've been to prison twice. I am a Zulu speaking woman, not because I am a criminal, but because of the things that were happening in my life. I just wanted to survive. I kept on pushing and pushing, and I wanted to be someone that was better, to prove to other people, especially my ex-husband, that I can make it on my own. I never even planned to become a drug mule. I never even planned to carry human poop in a handbag for rituals. I never planned to help drug dealers manipulate court outcomes using spiritual attacks. But when you have spent your life being a nobody in an abusive relationship, you'll end up doing anything so that you can feel like you are someone. This is how I went from a shop girl in Pietermaritzburg and I became a spiritual criminal person in Johannesburg. I grew up in KZN in a township. It was really difficult. My mother, she was a maid, and my father, he was someone that was never there at home. Most of the times he will spend most of his days being drunk, and he used to beat my mother until she would bleed and he would disappear for weeks and weeks. By the age when I was 15, I had seen so much violence and I started going to clubs, and by 19, I thought that I had found a man that loved me. I met this other guy. He was older than I was. He was a taxi driver. He was 12 years older than me, and I thought that he meant it when he told me that he wanted me. I fell in love with him and I got pregnant when I was 20, and I moved with him into his RDP. He told me to quit my small-time job, and he said that he was a real man that was going to provide for me. But the only thing that he was able to provide for me was so many diseases. I must have had 3 different STIs in only 4 years, and each and every time when I went to the clinic, he would beat me up, claiming that it was I that was bringing all of these STIs, yet I was not even cheating on him. He had women everywhere. One time he even slept with a married woman at a family funeral, and he was caught. When I confronted him later on, he punched me so hard, so much that I pissed myself. I wanted to leave, but how? I had no money, I had no skills, I had no education, one child that I had, and no family member that was willing to help me. My auntie in Joburg, she was getting older. She owned a building in Yeoville with a lot of foreign tenants, mainly Congolese, Zimbabweans, and Nigerians. So she could not manage them anymore because of her old age. She used to travel in between KZN and Johannesburg collecting rents and they always dodged with the rent, breaking things and making her sick. She called home and asked if I could come and help her. This felt like it was a dream come true. It was my ticket that God had sent to me. I packed my things and I ran away from my husband. I lied to him that I was going for a funeral, went on the bus, and I never looked back with my child. When I arrived in Johannesburg, I saw that most of these tenants, they were so disrespectful, and in order for me to be respected, there was one Nigerian guy who was staying in that building. They feared him quite a lot. So my auntie told me that this Nigerian man was the one that was going to assist me to manage those tenants that would stay and try to run away with the money. I met this guy on the third day. I went to his shop. He looked so nice. And when I spoke with him, he told me that he was going to assist me. He was the one who was going to help me to collect rentals from his Nigerian friends as well as from other tenants. And within a month, we had fallen in love with each other. He started showing me places that I had never seen in my life, only on TV. Monte Cassino, Melrose, even Sun City. I have never been that far from it all before. But then came the drugs. This guy, he was a certified drug dealer. One day, I saw him on a chair lifting the ceiling board and pushing plastic wrapped bricks inside. What is that? I asked him, and he said to me, baby, just some things for cooking his Nigerian food. He laughed. I laughed too, until he started teaching me how to help him. We would weigh, cut, and seal the packets. He told me that this was what was going to keep us alive. Sometimes we would put this into Nivea body lotion containers, sometimes in sealed Ultramel milk cartons. He said that he wanted me to run the business, for he trusted me and he wanted me to know how to cook just in case if he was not going to be around. He meant cocaine. I was deep. All of a sudden, now I was officially cooking cocaine and I was enjoying the money. He bought a beautiful car for me. I stopped staying in that building. We moved to somewhere else, but we still had a room where we used to hide the drugs. I was expensive now. I was wearing expensive wigs, brought me a new phone, a new car, and I was enjoying the way that I was living my life. 4 months when we were at Sun City, there were cops that came somewhere around 3 a.m. These cops, they were in plain clothes. They had search warrant. They searched my handbag. They did not find anything. They threatened us and he told me that everything was going to be okay. They came back when I was at the building in Hillville. They still had a search warrant. As for the guy, he had left for Nigeria. I think he knew that I was going to get arrested. He left for Nigeria when we had left Sun City. The day before I was caught, I was alone. They found the stash and they did not even care about all of my tears and my excuses about my daughter. I got charged with possession with intent to distribute. No lawyer. It was quite terrible. I spent 4 months in Johannesburg female prison. Let me tell you, prison is hell. You wake up to other women that are traumatized. Some of them will be screaming. Some of them, they are crazy. You literally have to sleep with one eye open because there are other women that are crazy in there that just want to kill you. And I was not used to that, showering with 5 other women, watching you. Some days, there were those that would fight even over soap, and I was someone that was enjoying the high lifestyle, and being in prison for me was hell. Other days, I would hear about other women that were raping other women, and it was quite terrible. There was one incident when there was a woman who said that she was raped by a male guard, and there was no one who could do anything about it. I served my term. When I got out, I found my Nigerian guy was waiting for me. He had bought a necklace for me from Nigeria. He told me that the necklace that he had brought with him from Nigeria, it was going to assist me. At first, I did not want to continue in drug dealing, but he told me that this was supposed to be done if I still wanted to enjoy the life that we used to enjoy. He told me that instead of keeping the drugs and cooking, I was going to help him, since I had a car, to travel with the drugs. He would give me sealed packages and bus tickets, Durban, Port Elizabeth, East London. Sometimes I would fly. I got smart and I made sure that I knew what I was doing. One scam that we used to do, we would go to different airports, and I would say that I have a relative of mine that is in Cape Town and this is a birthday cake. Please, can you pass on the cake to my relative, and that cake will be laced with drugs. If you get caught, you get caught. Most of the people did not know about that scam back in those days. They would agree even to carry a whole traveling bag full of drugs, thinking that they are doing good. I would carry cocaine, heroin, even pills. Once I carried liquid cocaine soaked into wigs. Then I got caught in Pretoria. There was a dog that stopped me at my handbag. I was cool on the outside, but I was shaking. I had so much. They found 3 kg. This time I went down for a full year. I was at Hosi Mampuru Correctional. It's like living in hell again, and it was quite terrible. As for the food, I even tried to kill myself with pills. I just wanted to die. When I came out, I was ready to be done. I did not want to do this anymore. And he said to me, since you are scared to continue pushing drugs, there is this other guy. This guy, he is a Juju priest and he's looking for a woman to work with. So I was taken to that Nigerian Juju priest who could not even speak proper English. It was quite terrible working with him. The guy smelled like hell. He only bathed only once a year and he wanted to make love to me at all the times. As for the armpits, I repeat again, they smelled like hell. I was told that this was what gave him power. Him not bathing was what brought him closer to his ancestors. He refused to speak in isiZulu or Xhosa, and he wanted me to learn his Nigerian language. He's not like your regular Sangoma. This guy was just different. When I was told that this was the job that we were going to be doing, I thought that it was free money, because his job was to spiritually protect drug dealers, to protect them in court. I even laughed at these Nigerians when they were talking about it. And when they said that he had helped over 50 drug dealers avoid long-term prison terms through rituals, misfortunes, and confusion, I thought that it was just something that did not even exist. And since I wanted the money and I did not know any other way to make money than to make money with these Nigerians, I agreed to become his assistant. And my first job was to give him my poop. You won't even believe it. I had to eat specific Nigerian food the night before, and he gave me red beans mixed with palm oil. After that, I went straight to the court building. I waited for other Nigerians that were there, and I went inside the building. I sat there as someone that had just came to attend the court, but in truth, I was there to bring confusion. There were witnesses that even forgot their testimonies. There were even dockets that will disappear because of that, and all of a sudden, a judge somehow will give a lighter sentence for no reason, such that even those that were there, they would just be surprised because the evidence will be there. Then the drug dealer all of a sudden will be given a month in prison. There were prosecutors that will cancel because they will get so sick. And there was one big Nigerian drug bust that happened. There was a guy that was court near Rosebank, and the wife was a South African wife. She called me and she told me that she had been told by her Nigerian husband when she had gone to visit him, and the guy had told her that she was supposed to look for this Juju priest that I was working for as the assistant. I was sent by the Juju priest to their home in Sandton. I spoke with them and I collected the money in a traveling bag, and I returned back to where the Juju priest was staying and I gave him the money. The prosecuting attorney was also staying in Sandton, so it was quite easy because since we had money, we ended up renting an apartment in the same complex that she was staying. We moved in for 7 weeks. I would wake up at 3 a.m. and I would go close to the attorney's house. There was a flower bed outside, and I would poop by her gate, and I would sprinkle the medicine that would have been given to me by that Nigerian priest. He would even carry a clay pot late at night and leave it close to her gate, and early in the morning around 3 a.m. we would go and remove that clay pot. By week number 3, you won't even believe what happened to that woman's life. Her husband was caught cheating with a trainee. They fought and she missed 2 court dates. She was even arrested when she fought with that woman, and it was just something that was quite terrible that was happening. There was even more drama that happened at this other hearing. She offered a bad plea deal just to end the drama, and that Nigerian boss walked free. This was real juju, confusing juju that was happening. Almost every Nigerian who faces prison whom I knew had a juju man behind him. This is what happens. Let me say it clearly. Every Nigerian guy that I know who is a criminal has a juju man strengthening him behind him. They don't joke with rituals. If they know that they are going to be sentenced, they consult. I saw a guy who dropped live pigeons at the court entrance at midnight because his boss was going to be sentenced the following day, and people thought that it was corruption when the guy was set free, but it was spiritual warfare. I even saw court clerks that fainted when they were handling some cases, and I used to help in all of that spiritual warfare that was happening. Sometimes when I think about it, I cry thinking about the things that I used to do. As for that attorney, I destroyed her marriage simply because I wanted money, and we had the nerves to rent right close to the complex where she was staying so that we could do our spiritual warfare on her. This is my own story that makes me to feel so terrible day in, day and night when I think of the things that I did for the Nigerians as a South African. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section.